Best-selling children's books illustrator Lauren Long.
There's a log on the bottom of the lake. There's a log on the bottom of the lake. There's a log.
There's a log.
Good job, Stephen. There's a log. There's a log, log, log. There's a log on the bottom of the lake.
I was a typical kid growing up in Lexington, Kentucky. My parents were not artists. I liked sports. I'd realized I was not going to be a professional athlete, but the other things that I liked was art. Then I heard that I'm colorblind. The optometrist told my mom it's not a big deal unless he wants to be an electrician or dermatologist. Then he chuckled and said, or an artist. We got in the car and tears started running down my face. My mom said, Lauren, your art is beautiful. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't be an artist. I learned color theory, the science of color. I could draw and compose a picture, but still not being able to see subtle hues. I realized I could never be a classical portrait painter. I worked with tubes of paint that have the name on them. I put colors on the palette in certain order. My first job was at greeting card company. I had enough drawing skill to get hired, but the first week I struggled to match the colors. But finally, the director of the department said, we would never have hired a colorblind artist, but I managed to prove my value, and they made a concession for me to matching Pantone colors. I gotten good at knocking on the neighbor's door or looking over the cubicle wall and asking people to help. I didn't want anyone in the world to know I was colorblind, but I had to. Now I've come to the place where I'm comfortable to speaking about my colorblindness. I would never want to make it seem like, oh, look at me, I have this problem and I've overcome this major thing. But maybe there is some other boy or girl who wants to be an artist and either has the same situation or just something else in the way. Maybe there is somebody else who has an obstacle and could be inspired by this. Painting in the Dark, Eşref Arma, blind artist. An illuminating portrait of a self-taught Turkish artist who, despite being blind from birth, has become an internationally known painter. Eşref Arma long effort to develop his skill to earn recognition and a living. His discoveries of shadows and of perspective, for instance, offer real insight into how obstacles raised by physical disability can be overcome with motivation and be informative as well as inspiring. Mr. Arma has demonstrated for the first time that a blind person can develop on his or her own pictorial skills the equal of mass depiction by the sighted. This has not happened before in the history of picture making. May painting in the dark break down our misconception and encourage us all to find our internal vision, to follow our heart's desire, and never prejudge our neighbor's ability. Painting is a blind man's profession. He paints not what he sees, but what he feels, what he tells himself about what he has seen. Pablo Picasso.
Ama ellemeden henüz daha karar veremiyorum. O objenin kabartma yapılmış şekli gerekiyor. Günlerce çalışmam gerekiyor beynime algılayabilmem için. Bu parmaklarımla görme hadisesi tamamen benim körlüğümü sildi, gören bilgimi. Hayatta zaten en korktuğum şey yapamayacağım bir şeyi önüme getirilmesi. Benim çizgi olarak kullandığım macun, ellerim çok rahatlıkla hatları anlayabiliyor. Fırçayla boyamam. Fırçaya boyayı aldım mı, almadım mı? Ellerimle boyamak zorundayım.
Which one is harder? Being blind from the first and understand about shadow, perspective, colors and shapes while you can't see them, or just not be able to distinguish few colors from each other? In this part, we learn that everything is possible. We all can do what we love doing, even with limitations, by more learning, memorizing, and experimenting. Humans are amazing creatures that can change everything. All it takes is a belief and dedication. In the next part, you will discover all about colors from the basics, and we will learn the psychology and meaning behind each color with examples of famous brands. This part will be crucial. I need your full concentration and attention here. This part is where you will need to take notes and listen to the examples.